Hey guys, here again, just showing you the how to use your skills to your advantage and how to make different types of people and warriors out of the skills, because you only have so many things. You cannot unlock every single skill. Only 83. That is the highest level, 83, and that requires everything to be level 100 on here. So first thing I'm going to go over is how to become a full-on mage, which you're probably going to need the College of Winterhold to help you with this, but it's relatively easy to do on your own. First you want to go into Destruction, because that's going to be your main source of attack. You're going to go into you're going to definitely want to invest in your Novice, your Apprentice, Adept, and Expert Destruction. That's a given. Master, possibly, depending on how far you get. I might do that next. I don't know. You're then going to want to go into Augmented Flames and Shock, because Frost, I'm sorry, that just sucks. You never really get anything good done with Frost. Always Flames and Shock. Does more damage. So you work on those two, and then you can go into things like Dual Casting and Impact. Then you're going to want to spend a little bit of time working on Conjuration, which I haven't really gone into since I'm more of a battle mage type thing. But with Conjuration, it's mainly just summoning, things like Atranax and Dead Bodies. Dead Bodies doesn't really help you so much, but the Atranax, that's really helpful. I would not spend a lot of time on Illusion, and I would spend a little bit of time on Alchemy. You don't need much for Alchemy, maybe just a little. And for Alchemy, it's really just basic stuff like this, which I really haven't gone into quite yet. Like I said, not so much time on Illusion. You don't want to spend a little bit of time on your Restoration, but that can generally be made up for just by carrying a large stock of potions, which isn't hard if you know how to steal shit. Alteration, I would not spend much time on either. You don't really use that all that much. Enchanting, on the other hand, I would spend quite a bit of time on, because you're going to want to do all this. I haven't gone into a lot of detail on it, but it's really worth it. You can make some really cool stuff. And that's pretty much how you become a mage. Right there you've handled your attack, your defense. Just leveling up normally on your Alteration and your Illusion will help you with things like Mage Light and all that stuff, or any sort of shields you want to do, or armor. Conjuration will help you if you're in a pinch. I like to use that, if I'm overwhelmed. And Restoration is if you ever run out of potions. And the Enchanting, even though you're probably going to be wearing a robe, which you can enchant, by the way, you can, you might want some armor. Armor always helps, and this is a good way to get some really good armor cheap. And I do mean cheap. Next thing I'm going to go into, is Battle Mage. Now, that's basically where you toast your enemy with Destruction Magic, and when he's sort of down on his health, relatively below half, like a third of his health left or less, you charge in with a sword or an axe or a mace or something, some sort of one-handed weapon, not a two-handed. I'll get into that next. So you're going to do the same things for Destruction. You're not going to focus on any other types of magic besides maybe Enchanting. You're going to want to have your Smithing up to, I'd say, at least Ebony Smithing. But you may want to even put it to Daedric if you're willing. And Smithing's easy to improve. You can just make a whole shit ton of iron daggers. It's pretty easy. You're going to want to go into heavy armor, definitely, not light armor. You're going to be taking a lot of blows with your character. Blocking will also be an important thing. Two-handed is not, but one-handed is. That is very important to go into, because your one-handed weapon will be the finisher. That is what you use to kill your opponent. Because you're going to run out of magicka, and if you don't have enough potions, it takes forever to come back. So you always come in with this. Archery, It depends. You can spend some time on this, or you don't, but you don't have to. And that's the key thing, you don't need to. Like I said, not light armor. I wouldn't worry about sneak, because chances are you aren't trying to just tiptoe around. That's more of a thief or an assassin type of thing. Lockpicking and pickpocket, it doesn't really matter, neither does speech, and neither does alchemy. Mainly just your destruction, your enchanting, your smithing, your heavy armor, your block, and your one-handed. That's all you need to be a battle mage. Next, you've got your warrior. Warrior is going to be all in the red zone, okay? Not so much enchanting. You're going to buy any enchanted armor you have. You are not going to make it. Smithing needs to be to Daedric. You can skip this side with the elven and the advanced armors and the glass. That's all light armor. Don't bother with dragon armor. Daedric is actually better. You require less and it's easier to do. Ebony is good to stick with, and Orcish. Orcish is about level like 25 to 35. About 35 to 40, I would recommend using ebony armor. And anywhere above like 40, I would stick with Daedric. I really would. You're going to want to invest in heavy armor. You need to, that is. I mean, you're going to want to fill in all of these. You're also going to want to do the same thing with block, two-handed, and one-handed. Maybe archery. This is another thing where you can do it, but you don't have to. Next thing you've got is your assassin. He's going to be spending a lot of time in the green zone, okay? You're going to want to up your light armor. You're going to want to come into your smithing, but you're going to want to stick to this side. The elven, advanced, glass, you know, that type of stuff. I mean, there's plenty of other things you can do. That's not an issue, but stick with the light armor. You might want block. You definitely want archery. Definitely. I'd go a little bit on one-handed because you can't always use a bow. But most of the time, you're going to be sticking with this. You're also going to really want to up your sneak. You do not want to be found. That's the key, I guess. What good assassin gets found, right? Lockpicking is a must. Pickpocket, you don't need it, but it can be helpful. Speech definitely needs to have some time spent on it, but it shouldn't require a lot of focus. I mean, that's helpful just to get information about your target or things like that. Then you get into your thief. The thief is not going to spend much time on anything. He's going to be on, you're going to want to spend some time on illusion, because that's things like muffle and invisibility. You're going to want to work on not so much the enchanting or smithing or anything else. You're going to want to work on your one-handed a lot. You're going to want to work on your archery a lot. One-handed mainly because you're going to use stuff like small poison daggers or swords. Archery, you're going to be using your poisoned arrows. Always poison. Light armor, sneak, lockpicking, and pickpocket, and sometimes even speech are a must. So this guy's not easy to make, but he's sort of the best of both worlds when it comes to, you know, stealing stuff from people, but still being able to deal a deadly blow when you need it. And that's pretty much it. If you want anything beyond that, that's pretty much your own custom little thing. And that's any sort of variation of these. That's sort of what I did. I sort of combined all of them. Which you can do, but keep in mind, only 83 levels. You cannot pick everything. That is a mistake I made on this account. I didn't know that the first time. I know it now and I'm telling you. You cannot have everything. So choose wisely. I'd suggest even possibly making a list of what you're going to do and just checking that off as you level up. Really easy, really simple, and that's about all there is to that.